Hello and welcome back to Vinralandia and Cultopia, Goatsburg, all the amazing places here, isn't it brilliant? So last time we tried to fix some issues with Neo Marketopia and the terrible traffic that occurred around it, which is still occurring. I gotta say, look at this line of cars. It's disgusting. There are cultists all in this line of cars. All of them have been deprived of sacrificing goats for way too long. I mean, it's gotten so bad that Cultopia is absolutely freaking out. I have no clue why all of these are abandoned. I don't even have the slightest clue. But I'm sure it's nothing particularly important, and that if it is, somebody's going to tell me about it, namely someone from... What is this? What is this complaint you have? Low land value. That's seriously a problem you guys have? Oh, Cultopia. You'll grow to the proper level at some point. So we also had the problem with the Knick-Knack Emporium of Magic that we accidentally split from the power grid, so it's just building back up now. It'll be fine soon enough. Soon enough. In the meantime, though, what do we have to do? We haven't really been back to Cultopia or Goatsburg in a while. Let's have a little look-see at Goatsburg. Goatsburg and all of your amazing pet goats, how are you feeling today? How is your elementary school coverage? It's not very good, is it? It's only about half the town. Let's put one right here. How do you feel about that? How about right here? That's nice. Let's put that down there. No. Put it down. Got problems, mate. Oh, I see. Boom, right there. It's putting it in the wrong spot accidentally. How's Bramberg? Let's look at all of the education. Bat Town is pretty good. Cultopia is not good. It needs more elementary schools. So many more to learn so much about the dark arts. It's going to be amazing. And this little stupid looking cul-de-sac will have its own elementary school as well, and then the elementary school availability will just go through the roof. It'll be amazing. Everyone will be very well educated. Now, what of the high schools? We have very low high school availability. It's right here. Up here on the screen. And that's concerning. I mean, I look at Cultopia and we have a lot of cultists who are not educated. And how are they going to know the sharp edge of the knife from the dull edge of the knife without proper education? That's key to being a cultist, because you cannot flay and skin the goat properly if you don't first know which side of the knife is sharp. And it's just not... I mean, I'm sure that to most of us we'd know that in fact the edge of the knife is the sharp part, and that's what you should be using. But it's just not self-evident to everyone. I mean, you were probably educated at some point, maybe? I don't know, about the fact that that is in fact the case. And, I mean, how are the people of Cultopia going to know without first being educated? It's a fair question. Okay, looking at the Marketopia buildup, it is receding slowly but surely, mostly because we are on 1 speed, and we need to be on 3 speed, because 3 speed is the bomb. Okay. How is everything? We need to look at our services. How are our services? Electricity availability? Perfect. Because, of course, the cultists are conjuring Zeus to create massive lightning bolts that they collect off the top of these wind turbines. Little known fact, it is actually a thing that happens in the Vinralandia turbines. They get struck by lightning all the time because Zeus. And then they collect all that power and send it straight into the grid. It's crazy efficient. It's amazing. You've never seen something so incredible. How's our water? Okay, we're getting not the best right now. But we can fix that. We always want to, of course, deal with these things before they become a problem. Because if we don't, then they become a problem. I think that's pretty self-evident, but... I mean, sometimes you gotta tell people just to make sure that they really get the idea. Is that hooked up? Yes, it is. Very nice. I mean, sometimes it's not completely self-evident, and you have to explain to people that, in fact, it's best to not have a problem to begin with rather than have one and then, deal with all the stuff that is, of course, terrible that happens once you don't deal with a problem before it happens. It's very important. I almost forgot what I was talking about halfway through. That was really bad. Again, I need to stop doing that. Cultopia. I think we're just about at the point that we should be looking at policies. So let's see what we can get for a nice Cultopia. We got power usage, water usage, smoke detector, pet ban, recycling. Got some taxation, tax raise, tax relief, city planning, small business enthusiast. Oh, high-tech housing? What is this? Turns homes into much cooler smart homes that raise the land value around them. Slightly increased land value. Upkeep 4 cents per residential building. Wow. How do you feel about that? High-tech housing? All about it. Cultopia is going to enter a new era of cults. Today, they shall become something new, something unexpected and unusual. They shall become the future cult. Their main tenets being to turn goats into cyborgs, because that's just how they roll, bro. That's how they roll. Let's look at these. Can we see a big difference here? See any? How about this guy? Is this thing going to become an amazing futuristic house? I want it to look amazing, be like all hexagons and crazy stuff. Let's get a good look. Oh, that is a really nice house, isn't it? Look at that. That is gorgeous. It's got some solar panels on it. It's got a dish for some reason. I mean, at this point, you don't really need a dish because it's so high-tech, but I mean, whatever floats your boat, man. So long as it's not something particularly dangerous, like, I don't know, massive amounts of hydrogen or helium. Because if that's floating your boat, and if the Hindenburg is actually any indication, it's not exactly a great thing to float your boat with tons of helium. But then again, who am I to judge? I'm just the mayor of this town. Okay. So we're going to come up to here, and we're going to expand out Cultopia. Cultopia is always going to be a nice cultish suburb. Because when was the last time you heard about a cultish metropolis area? I don't think you've ever heard about one of those, because I sure haven't heard about one of those. Not once. Because you know what? Metropoli just don't work for cultists. Because really, metropolises are all about diversity. This is actually like a legitimate thing. They're all about diversity of people. A metropolis is going to attract so many different types of people from all different walks of life. They're going to really it's going to be a melting pot, really. And cults, it's not that they hate other people, it's just that they kind of try to get rid of everyone else. Because they would challenge the thoughts of any legitimate cult. I mean, replacing your eyes with cybernetic eyes that shoot lasers is generally controversial amongst most people outside of, like, I don't know, cool people who actually want cybernetic eyes that shoot lasers. Because, let's face it, who wouldn't want that? Because that sounds amazing. Yeah, I mean, in a metropolis, there's going to be a lot of issues with that. How are you going to get everyone to convert to that sort of super eye power thought that we have there? How are we going to do it? The answer is the iron hand of conformity. So really, if there was to be a cult, the only cult that could exist in a metropolis is probably the cult of Brandenburg, which, well, I'm sorry. Brandenburg is not a cult. It's an organization devoted to controlling power in people. This is high-density residential. I just went through saying that I wanted this to remain low density, and I instantly put high-density residential in. That's so dumb. Put everything everywhere. All over the place. Woo! How about this? Can I do this? Oh, this is so much more efficient. Look at this. Okay, what were we talking about? Branberg. Branberg is really the only place that a cult could work because the Iron Hand of Conformity, which is of course very soft, it's made out of iron shavings. And if you get hit by iron shavings, I don't recommend it. But I mean, if you're looking for something to do, like on a Friday night, get a sack, fill it with iron shavings, and then just hit people with it. Not a legitimate recommendation. Don't actually do that. That's very bad. It's going to hurt people. And I mean, if you're into that, you're into that. But I should not be recommending that. Oh, it's going to get me in so much trouble when someone decides to actually do it. It's not good. I hope that you all are smart enough to know that that's a really bad idea. Okay, this is expanding. Oh, what was I actually doing in the game? Okay. So this is going to build up a ton of residential. It's going to be really nice. You know what? I am not about this little section right here. It's not that I'm not about it existing. It's more that I'm not about it being residential. How about we convert this into a really nice park? Can we put a legitimate park in here? Anywhere? Just like, I don't know, along the edge, along the side. Put a Japanese garden in here. Yeah, somehow that showed up again. I don't know what's up with the Japanese garden. Don't know where it came from. Don't know where it goes on occasion. We're just going to try all of these parks and see which ones actually fit. That one, no, that doesn't fit. Not even in the slightest. Okay, it's going to be a Japanese garden. I'm going to put down a Japanese garden. And then we're going to make nice little paths just going all over the place. Got that front one. Why is that a concrete path? Oh, I don't like it. No. We're just going to make our own little park in here. It's not going to have any bonuses, but it's going to look really nice. And at some point, we do have to start beautifying this place. It's just the truth. So we're going to have a windy little path coming down here. It's going to connect right up to here. We're going to have a path come off of here. Go right up here. Look at that. Look at that. And then what are we going to do? Tons of trees. We can get some mighty oak trees. Are they oak trees? I think that they're oak trees. That's very nice. I'm just going to dot them in here. We don't need really dense oaks. Dense oaks it's just overdoing it a little if you make it too dense. I mean, we don't want, like, miscreant cults coming in and... You broke my train of thought. Reaching a population of 800... okay. Wow. You switch to here and it says reaching a population of 850, and I was like, what are you talking about? We are now a colossal city of 44,000 people. And we've unlocked what is no doubt a very dangerous nuclear power plant. See, I've had dealings with nuclear power plants in SimCity before. Let's just say they don't end well. Look at that. That's a nice park, right? Right? Let's just say yes. Let's just go with yes. Okay. So we have absolutely no demand for residential right now. We have a small bit of demand for commercial and a small bit of demand for industry. So I'm going to keep up with this idea of throwing a bit of commercial down the sides of the main road of Cultopia. I do understand that these cause some noise pollution, but I think it's really worth it in the end. That's just the truth. It's going to be brilliant. And then in terms of industry, we can expand further the nameless land. It truly is a mystery place. No one knows how it got there, where it came from, or what its true purpose is outside of being a hub for offices. It is just an amazing hub for offices. I mean, just look at all of this. It's like, oh, so many offices, all just hundreds of thousands of swivel chairs every day being purchased here. All of them have just amazing padding and great back support. It's just like, ooh, these are really nice swivel chairs. And then everyone's like, oh, but they're not at a home. They're just in the unnamed lands. That's unfortunate. Why is there crime in this park? And more to the point, why is the police not dealing with the crime in this park? Police coverage. You've got adequate police coverage, right? Right? We do need to expand our police coverage a bit. We'll put another station down here. Perfect. What is our crime rate? Can we see it right here? Our crime rate is at 5%, which for a massive city of 44,000 I think is pretty good. Oh lord. Neo-Marketopia is starting to suffer a bit, despite the fact that it is absolutely tiny. It's a tiny little place. Just so small. How's the backup doing? It is getting smaller. It was back here before, I think, so it's taking a long time, but it will eventually fix itself. I mean, look at how nicely everything's flowing. It's also back to 1 speed again. We do not play on 1 speed, we play on the fastest speed. Thank you very much. Look at all of that. So brilliant. Okay, how is... Cultopia's not expanding. We need more residential demand. How are we going to get more residential demand? We need more people. To get more people, we need more shops. We need more shops, and we need more places to work. And these offices should do it. Right? Yes? No? I think that they should do it. That's on... Wait, so that's 1, 2, 3. Definitely on accelerated time. Very nice. Okay, so we got 44,000 people. Goatsburg is, of course, doing very nicely. The new... It's not a dual roundabout system, is it? It's just a single roundabout. But this single roundabout is definitely doing the job of making all of the traffic flow really nicely. I think that's really the key to City Skylines traffic. You just need roundabouts everywhere. And once you got that, traffic flows like a dream. Cultopia's got a whole new place. Perhaps we should put in some parks to incentivize it. Some legitimate parks, not like the park that I put up there. That's not a real park. It doesn't actually help anybody do anything except for be leisurely. Which last I checked, being leisurely is not... Well, I mean, being leisurely is pretty important for most people. They tend to like being leisurely. So we're going to put a couple plaza parks in there, because plaza parks are nice, right? It's a perfect staging ground for any sort of sacrifice, whether it be virgins, goats, occasionally baby goats. And I mean, the blood we'll just put a ton of like drains everywhere so the blood just goes down the drains. We don't even have to deal with it. Every time it rains, it'll get all the dried blood off. Might be a bit stinky on occasion, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. They're used to dealing with that. The cultists. They know how it is. So. Man, we have so little demand for anything. This is so strange. I don't like it, people. I really don't like it. I don't know why. This is... Perhaps we need to expand our education system. How is education? We only have 1 university, which is really barely servicing anything when you actually look at it. University availability. Eligible, 3,400. Capacity 9,000. So uneducated 9%. Okay, so looks like this is actually dealing with all of the education needs of the city, which is strange. It's just one university out in the middle of nowhere, actually like very close to a terrible industrial sector, right next to Goatsburg, which makes Goatsburg really happy, especially when dealing with Cultopia, because they're like, psh, Cultopia. What are you talking about? We got the University of Spherity right here. University of Circles. Enter, where you learn all about circles. Because circles are important to both Cultopia and Goatsburg. It's amazing. Yes. But with that, and very little growth this episode, actually. I mean, we expanded Cultopia a bit. And it's going to be nice once it actually expands out, but it'll take its time, you know. That comes to the end of the episode. Look at Vinralandia. That is crazy. It's just a big metropolis now. A couple big places, a few suburbs. It's really nice, isn't it? I like it. It's brilliant. Cool, so thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Of course, we'll be making more because Cultopia can't run itself. Well, it can, but we're not going to let it run itself because it doesn't know what's best for it. We know what's best for it. And we're going to make it brilliant. Yeah, so until then, thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.